Tuperos y tuperas, today on Doop by the River, we're going to talk about the Philadelphia Union schedule. It is finally out today. We all been waiting for. We're going to head down to Clearwater. Who the heck is going to play for the Philadelphia Union this week or next week? We're definitely worried. We're going to talk about that. We have some rumors, a potential European star. Could we get him to Philly? This is all coming up next on Doop by the River, so don't you dare go anywhere. And let's get this started. Done! And that is right. Welcome everyone to Doop by the River, the show where we follow everything Philadelphia Union, brought to you by Philly Sports Network. Before we move forward, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to welcome everyone here to Doop by the River, whether you are here from YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. Thank you so much for hopping on. It truly means the world to everyone, to everyone here at Doop by the River for hopping on in. Please do not forget to hit the if you are on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This will also be out on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, Google, and also through PSN Radio. So make sure to subscribe to all that if you want to check this out a little later. And without further ado, let's introduce to you guys my co-host of today. Oh my God, he keeps coming with the fire nicknames, and this is so perfect for today's episode. My man, Mr. Boldman IR, also known as Justin Freiberg. Justin, what's going on, baby?
You know, another week, another Tuesday, another Doop by the River. Let's get at it.
Let's get it, man. Absolutely, man. Are we, Justin, are we streaming tonight?
I think we might be.
Yes, sir. Jason, you are in the right place. Welcome here. Let's hang out for a little bit. Let's talk a little bit Union soccer and some MLS soccer. AK Gaming is back again. What is going on, my man? It is always great to see you. We got the Philly Sports Breakdown. What's going on, man? Welcome here. We're talking about the fifth team in Philadelphia here, the Philadelphia Union. The intro is longer for my personal channel. This is Doop by the River. I have that intro. We are looking to upgrade the intro, but for right now, it gets me pumped. I don't know about you, Justin, but when I hear that intro, man, it brings me back, man. It brings me back to the days of watching Fafa Pico with the salsa choque. You know what I'm saying? And the beginning of Doop by the River. But thanks for noticing the intro. I appreciate it. Raidu, what's going on? Snow time. Let's go Union. That's right. Joey Dever, Doop. I think you meant to say Doop, but Doop. Welcome, everyone. Welcome everyone to the March 30th episode of Doop by the River. We have a lot to get to this today. We actually have some stuff to talk about with the Philadelphia Union, some concerning stuff, some interesting things going on, our name being thrown around. Doesn't feel like the Philadelphia Union, right? But to start off with, we missed, I think last week, was it Wednesday? We woke up to the Union announcing the schedule the day after our podcast. So today we kind of we don't want to dive into it. We plan on doing it at a further episode. But what I wanted to do was just let you guys know what the schedule is. And Justin and I are going to give you guys this game that we are marking on our calendar first, or the game that we are just, we can't wait for that freaking game, right? So without further ado, let's just go over the schedule and then we'll get into it. So we already knew the first two matches, right? On April 18th, we open up the season against the Columbus Crew out in Columbus. Then we come back home on April 24th, face off against Inter Miami. We have another home game on May 1st against NYCFC. Oh man. And then we go to Chicago, May 8th, face off against Chicago Fire. I know we have a couple Fire fans that listen into the podcast. Thank you guys. We'll be seeing you guys on May 8th. Then we come back home, face off against New England Revolution. And then we have two back-to-back home games against rival teams. On May 15th, we got the Red Bull. Then we go on down to DC. On May 30th, we'll be at home against the Portland Timbers, a little rematch of the MLS's back tournament. June 20th, we'll get to see Atlanta United down at the Benz. We'll see what they're made of this season, Justin. And then we come back home against the Crew, back on the road against the Fire. Twice in like a month and a half. That's interesting. Then back we go down to Nashville, up to North Jersey, face off Red Bull. So that's a 3-game road trip right there. We come back home to face off against Am I getting this wrong? No, I'm right. Back home, DC United. Then we go to Orlando on the July 22nd. On July 25th, we do this little Florida trip. It's Orlando, then Inter Miami. We get to cover the Sunshine State. Then we come back home to face off against the Chicago Fire on August 1st. August 4th, we face off against TFC. That will be also a home game. On August 8th, we'll be traveling up to the Craftville, as I like to say, the Robert Kraft House in the New England Revolution. August 14th, we'll be seeing the new stadium for FC Cincinnati. That'll be very intriguing. That's also might be one people might want to check out as far as their road trip for the Union. Then we come back home on August 18th against NYCFC, another homestand with Montreal Impact on August 21st. We go travel down 95 to face off against DC United on August 28th. Back home on September 15th against the New England Revolution. And then we have two more home games, September 19th against Orlando City, and then September 25th against Atlanta United, two Southern teams. Then we go back up to North Jersey on September 29th, back home against Columbus Crew on October 2nd. On October 16th, we will travel to Montreal, and then we've got to go back. We've got to go down to Minnesota on October 20th. This is essentially the final month of the season. We will be we'll be at home against Nashville, away against on October 23rd. October 27th, we'll be traveling to Toronto, back home on October 30th against FC Cincinnati, and to cap it all off, we will be traveling to Yankee Stadium, I guess, on November 7th against NYC.
Depending on they're doing half and a half, so we never know.
Well, we don't know where the last game of the season will be, but that's the season for the Philadelphia Union. Justin, I'll let you start. Let you start with this one. What's the game you are circling right off the bat, man?
Right off the bat, I mean, the first game that I'm really looking at, and it's going to be tough, but I'm saying the season opener. Traveling to Columbus with 4 days after your second leg against Saprissa. Who knows? I mean, we should have hopefully a healthy roster by that point. It's going to be an interesting test. I mean, they really loaded on the attacking front, with BWP and Molino. I mean, good Lord, it felt like they were, then they re-signed basically almost everybody. So that team's fully loaded. So that'll be an interesting test because, listen, we know it's unlikely that the Union are going to retain the Shield. I'm not saying it's impossible. Yeah, again, it's still going to be kind of topsy-turvy season because it's going to be a condensed season. But not many teams retain the Shield. It's something that you usually do. That being said, we'll see. I still fully expect the Union to make the playoffs. It's going to be a slight dip, but I fully expect the team to make the playoffs.
Right.
So that first game, definitely. The game, that away game that everyone go to won. Well, this year, and every year I always hope that the team plays on my birthday. But this year, they are playing on my birthday. They'll be in Chicago on June 26th. So I have a nice little 4-day weekend now. Because my job, I'm off in the summers, and I took off that Thursday. So I thought, flights are decently priced. I think it was like $200.
Right now's the time to fly. That's for sure.
I think it was like with United or American. I think it was like $200, which isn't bad. Fly down to Chicago for a 4-day weekend. I think I could do that, and maybe the Union will give me a dub for my birthday.
That'd be nice. We can always hope for that. Unfortunately, they did not play on my birthday this year, but it's all right. It's all good. It's all fun and games. That's definitely a fun trip. A weekend in Chicago, sign me up. That'd be a lot of fun. Justin, I'll be honest with you, man. When I look at the schedule, there's some tough stretches. I mean, we mentioned that the 3-game stretch. I can't find it here when they're on the road, facing off against the both Southern team, which will be interesting to see how Orlando and Atlanta bounce back this season. Obviously, Orlando had a really good year. Atlanta had a really bad year, which is we're not used to that. So that's going to be interesting to see. But for me,
it felt great, didn't it?
Yes. That's right. So for me, I'm going to be honest with you. The game I'm looking forward to, now, you know me, man. I do look at these things like a fan. May 12th, right, at home against New England Revolution. You know how that last game of the year in the playoffs on that cold October night, you know how I felt after that game, man. I felt like someone just ripped my intestines out, and I'm ready for that game. I said it right after that game. Once the Union schedule comes out, I'm going to be circling whatever the first game at home will be against the New England Revolution. And listen, I heard they have done a couple things. I haven't really looked into the New England Revolution all season, but I don't care. I want those guys. So on May 12th, I'll be circling my calendar. That's the matchup I will be looking forward to, man. That's just that's I do like to try to what?
Hey, Kraft. There'll be no happy endings in Chester. Come on, come on, my guy.
Yes, absolutely, man. I'm ready to whoop them up again. We beat them 6 times in a row. Well, no, it was like 3 years in a row. They haven't lost to us. And then of course we picked the worst night to allow that losing streak to.
That's so Philly.
And hey! We're turning the page on those days. We're trying. But no, so that was the schedule, guys. It's always exciting no matter what sport we're talking about. Checking out when the schedule comes out, you start looking at the rivalry games. You start picking the games you want to go to and all that, and the season ends and all that. So it's always a fun time. So like I said, we will definitely later on down the line we'll break the schedule down further. We'll go in depth and all that good stuff. So definitely stay tuned for that. But that's our schedule. But I mean, we're looking at the schedule right now. We're all planning these games. We're all making these expectations for the Philadelphia Union after the Supporter Shield win. And unfortunately, right now, we're going to give you guys the Clearwater update. And right now, it's not looking so good at the current moment. That doesn't mean it can't get better, though, right? So right now, at Union, the Union preseason camp, there's a lot of injuries going on. The injury bug has arrived down in Clearwater, and they're hanging out. So right now we have Casper Shabilko, Sergio Santos Gomes, Corey Burke, El Brujo, Jack DeVries, and Stuart Finlay. And I apologize, they're actually not in Clearwater anymore. They're up in Chester now, but they're still kind of in preseason. So, but Stuart Finlay he just arrived. We're still getting word, which we'll get to. But just to start, Justin, I mean. We potentially could have El Brujo and Casper come back next week, but how worried are you with these injuries, man? Because you see what's going on in the fan base.
Well, that's not saying a lot. Philly fans and Philly fans, and my thoughts were well made last week, and I'm actually surprised I didn't get myself or the pod account did not get some angry DMs. Me trashing a portion of the fan base, but it had to be said. Am I a little concerned? Of course. I think any reasonable person is going to be concerned when you have this many injuries. Now, DeVries, the concussion protocol, you don't know when he entered it, so there's a chance. Again, that's an up in the air. Casper, from my understanding, is got the shot. He's going to be training this week. So they said Casper will most likely play the first leg. El Brujo will be playing tomorrow against DC, so that's at least a shred of good news.
Right.
Jamiro and Mbaizo with international duty will be coming back. I don't believe they have to quarantine. As far as I know, like I said, Stuart Finlay is with the team. I think he hasn't really gotten a full training session in. I think he's supposed to do that this week.
Right.
Don't anticipate him going in tomorrow. Leon Flack, according to reports, again, not officially confirmed, but the rumors are that he's supposed to be training with the team this weekend. I don't really think he might be on the bench. I don't know if he'll feature. So I think the likely scenario is your run, because if you're running a 4-4-2, which I think you're going to be, because
right.
with Finlay probably most likely not available, or potentially, I think you're still running a normal back four. You're gonna have most of your diamond.
Okay.
I think the interesting thing is depending on who's healthy. I think realistically, you're going to have a false nine next to Casper. Casper will most likely be there, and then I think you could have Fontana in there, which then begs the question: okay, who is the attacking mid? If Elsinio's healthy, you could throw Elsinio on there.
Yeah.
If DeVries is healthy, you could throw him as the second striker and put Fontana at the 10. You could throw Paxton. Like, I feel like there's a lot of options here. It's not going to be pretty. And are we going to potentially be scrambling for a 1-0 or 1-1, holding on for dear life to get that away goal? Sure. But if they can come back with at least an away goal or maybe keep it 0-0, then I might be okay. But we'll see. Again, it's a reasonable thing to be concerned, and you'd be crazy not to be a little concerned. Am I, running and jumping off the Commodore Barry into the Delaware? No. But there obviously, of course, there's reasonable concern, as anyone would have. But I'll see when we get to the next pod, when we get to our preview of the CCL match, and then we're looking at, okay, who's healthy, who's not. Then I might go, if that list is still, longer than, your shopping list, then I might go, okay, I might be a tiny bit concerned.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and it's funny because the other week you were mentioning it feels like the Eagles medical staff is with the Union right now, and it really does. Like when you hear Jack DeVries and concussion protocol and all these injuries, it just feels like the Eagles all over again. But if we have a Brujo and Casper, I think that's a huge help. I mean, you mentioned that lineup. I'm okay with that lineup, and I really feel like. I don't want to jinx it, but it does feel like this could be a good thing. Like I feel like they're going to go down there with a little chip on their shoulder. I feel like Saprissa is going to overlook us because it's the MLS, and you know Jimmy in these type of tournaments. He loves to coach in these type of tournaments, and the team he always gets a team ready for it. So we'll see. I mean, obviously we're going to dive deep into it, but it's a little concerning. I mean, you're seeing on Twitter, everyone's freaking out, and then you're hearing put Fontana at the 9, and I'm like, okay, hey, it's you can't play much defense, but we'll see him at the 9. But I mean, I'm sure Jim's going to be creative and he's going to work with what he's got, but it is what it is so far. It's not looking good with the injuries, but we should have some players. We should have some players, guys. So don't you worry there. Let's move on here, Justin. So there was a rumor out today. Obviously, we're still waiting on Leon Fleck announcement. I mean, you mentioned before air on the air here that there was a rumor that he's going to be in training this week. But we haven't even gotten the announcement. We haven't gotten the cool little Union, the social media team at the for the Philadelphia Union, the little cool graphics that they do with all the signs. We haven't seen that yet, but the Union are also lately were rumored to be linked with Alfredo Morales. But as of late, the rumor was the new rumor was that NYCFC was in negotiations to kind of sign him, and it kind of threw us off the bus because we have already Leon Fleck, right, can play CDM. Obviously, we have Brujo. We still have Matish Ordovic. What do we have with Matish Ordovic? Is he going to get minutes with the Union? And we have, I believe, Cole Turner, right? Is he considered a CDM as well, Cole Turner?
Yeah, CDM / center back.
Okay, all right. So I mean, it just didn't make sense whatsoever. But I mean, what are they thinking about another midfielder, or what could, or is it just smoke?
No, I think Union fans want to clamor to whatever signings there's gonna be. If you're signing Leon Fleck, a young 20-year-old defensive mid, why would you then be signing a 30-year-old defensive mid? I know he can play defensive mid and right midfield according to Transfer Market, but it makes no sense. Like, and when I saw the initial rumor, I was like, wait a minute. Like, there's no need for the position. Why would we sign him? And then when it became clear NYCFC was signing him, I said, okay, that makes sense. A guy that 30 years old is a bit of a veteran, has been around the national team, knows, plays a good two-way game, but not really needed by the Union. And I know we're clamming for signings, but you got to think, why would you sign a position that you're like 20 deep in at this point?
I mean, that is really true. Like, I feel like we're so deep at the CDM position here. Like, what would we need when it comes to another one? But I mean, I really do want to see what we do have in Ordovic. Like, that's a thing as well. Like, what is it that Ordovic is, or what is he going to give us here, man? I mean, I told you, I think for me, I would like to see a striker come in here to kind of give some competition with Corey Burke and obviously Sergio Santos as well. But I mean, I don't know. Are they going to make any more signings right now? I feel like any other signings would be in the summer, right?
Yeah, I think realistically, and Ernst said it best, that the summer window is going to give the team the best options to sign players. You have more players out of contract in the summer. More teams are willing to negotiate for less in the summer. And given if everyone's getting stuff figured out the way it should be, travel will be a little bit easier in the summer, and which means it's gonna be easier for players to come over and for players players to be scouted. So, like I said, it's I think Ernst said it, and I think you're realistically looking at the summer as a better window to sign players.
I would assume so as well, man. I would 100% expect that as well. So I mean that definitely, I feel like that was just one of those negotiation tactics. If he goes to NYCFC, we'll see a lot of him as well. But I definitely think it was one of those negotiation tactics, as we see that all the time. Real quick, Dan Foley, what is going on, my man? Just wanted to say hello. What's going on? Thank you for hopping on to Doop by the River Tuesday. It is Tuesday night, ladies and gentlemen. That means it is Soccer Tuesday. Guys, if you do have any questions here, definitely send them over. We will answer them as well. If you guys want, we're going to put out the link now. You guys can come on and bring in. We'll talk anything soccer that you guys might want to talk about. We'll answer anything soccer, especially with the Philadelphia. So hop on in, and we'll give you guys a couple minutes to give us your thoughts here. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, Justin. Now this is more MLS wide, because there has been a new European star, Justin. That you know how it is, man. Every time there is a European star that is ready to. He's getting in his 30s, and he's leaving his club. MLS goes, well, come on over to the MLS. We'll take you here. We've had so many great retiring European stars. Come on in. And obviously, a majority of the fan base eat that up. They're like, yes, give me Balotelli, give me Wayne Rooney, give me Kaká, and it's like a constant thing we go through every single year when it comes to MLS and European stars. But the latest one, Justin, has been one Manchester City legend, Mr. Sergio Kun Aguero, and everyone has already thrown the bone, and including the Philadelphia Union fans as well, man. So I want to toss this a little bit, man. What do you think about Kun Aguero? Would you want the Union to go all out and go sign yourself a DP striker you've been dreaming about since the moment the MLS announced a Philadelphia Union were coming to Philly?
I'd be lying to you if I didn't say yes. And listen, I know it's that. I mean, he's in his early 30s, so it'd be kind of like the David Villa signing, where he'd still have some decent years to play in this league. And Do I think he'd absolutely dominate in this league? Yes. He, if I remember correctly, he has the most amount of goals by a non-Englishman in the Premier League. The man's. I mean, people seem to forget because it's Lewandowski and Holland and all that, but in the middle of this past decade, like Sergio Aguero was the guy. He's still been the guy. He just hasn't. He's been a little hurt this past few years, but when he's on the field, he's still scoring goals. Do I think he's coming here to this league? Maybe. I don't think he might. He might spend a few more years. He might go back to Spain, which a lot of players who have played this league do. Yeah. I'd be lying if I say it wouldn't be an interesting product. He would be that insane, deadly threat in front of goal. That this, he would pounce. He would pounce on center backs in this league. There's no question about it. Do I think it's likely for the Union? Are you kidding me? I mean, unless KD's throwing his influence here, and Sergio is coming here for a little less money, I don't see it. It'd be nice. Don't get me wrong. I just don't see it.
I hear you, man. Look, for me, it all like made sense when Ernst Tanner hopped on MLS Italia, right? There is something about a European star who makes millions and millions of dollars, like triple, quadruple what's like our biggest DP makes, right? And coming into a dressing room, that kind of like throws it off a little bit because this guy, like, he's on a different stratosphere essentially, and it's just interesting to see if he can be able to create that chemistry. Now, there's one thing. So it's worked. Like Wayne Rooney, I do think it did work. He obviously didn't. He just didn't care for the league anymore, and that's why he left. That to me is something I would want. Nani, dude, I don't know if it was just a blip, but he last season was playing out. I have never even seen that Nani even for Manchester United, simply because Nani to me never came off as a leader, and he was the leader. He took that band with pride on his arm. Now Sergio Aguero, we all know if you are a Premier League person, Sergio Aguero is a legend. That man literally changed the fortunes for Man City. That goal against QPR. Legendary goal. Legendary Premier League goal.
Many fans remember that day and going, "Oh no, they just won the league. We thought QPR had it."
So does who else does remember that? Joey Barton. Oh yeah, that guy was a clown. But no, so for me, I wouldn't be on. I'm usually not on board with these aged European players that want to come over here and essentially play the last years of their. I'm not going to say retire. I'm not going to call it that, but play some of their last years of their career here. I feel like he has that leadership skill. I know being able to play up top as a 9 for almost a decade, right? He's been there since 2011, no? Or even longer.
Yeah, he's been there a while. So I remember he was brought in there around. I think was he brought there after Tevez? I know when Tevez went to City, I think it was around that time because I think it was 2011, 2012 when they won the league. Like that's when they started going, okay, maybe City might be a threat in this league.
That's right. That is right, man. So it definitely brings up some interesting points here. One last point, and then we already got some people lined up to talk. We'll get to everyone here. But real quick, I wanted to get your thoughts before we hop off. The U.S. men's national team failed to qualify for another Olympics. This has actually become national news. I heard it today on 94.1 WIP. I was literally driving. I was listening to John. It was Joe the Camera and John Ritchie, and they're talking about how it's like such a embarrassment for this U.S. men's national team it is. And I'm like, are you guys really talking about soccer on Philly Sports Radio? But just real quick, man, what's your take on this? Because there's some interesting points here.
Listen. Is it for the fact that people like that? That's how you know it's a joke. Is when it's labeled as just failure, and it's is U.S. soccer taking a step backwards. Let's break it down for everybody. So one, it's clear Jason Kreis is coasting on his MLS Cup title with RSL. He's not a good coach. I mean, when you're expecting Jackson Ewell to be some of the creativity in the midfield. You had three essentially. Most times he was playing him, Pereira and Johnny, and you're looking at that and going, okay, where's the spark? Where's the creativity? In the game against Honduras, Jordan Mihalovic was basically non-existent because he was. I mean, Honduras just kind of blanketed him. You brought on Tanner Tessman way too late, and he when he came on with like 15 minutes ago. He was creating a ton of chances, and you saw you're good. Okay, I see what, but no, is it a absolute failure? I mean, they haven't made the World Cup, the World Cup, the Olympics since 2008.
That's
okay.
rough.
Yeah, is it a little bit of a failure? Yeah, but do you also realize that most of your senior roster right now are U23? I mean, realistically, your U23, your senior team is a U23 team. I mean, you looked at Brendan, you looked at Christian, you look at Serginho Dest, Timothy Weah, Josh Sargent, Daryl DK. Like, you run down the list of players that played in those friendlies and go, oh, wait a minute, a lot of these guys could have played in the Olympics. But it's clear that the U.S. doesn't really care as much about the Olympics, at least on the men's side, because on the men's side, they've stripped it to essentially a glorified U23 tournament. You can only have 3 overage players on your roster. And yeah, Honduras has made the last 4 Olympics. But if you look at their senior team, it hasn't translated as well. There is a clear again, where the United States had a quote unquote lost generation, where there was that gap in the early 2010s, Honduras is developing good young players individually, but they don't seem to be able to really put it together. So the only reason that people are jumping on it, because the Olympics were pushed back a year, and this was a totally different roster. If you were looking on what the roster was going to be last year, Mark and Brendan both would have been on there. Matt Freese may still have been on there. Like, okay, listen. Yeah, you have poor set piece marking, and David Ochoa gifts a howler. But against Costa Rica, he kept you in that game. So, like, he played well 2 of the 3 games. Okay, did he have a mistake? Yeah. Could he have passed it to two potential teammates? Yeah. But you know what? And I guess you're playing the same system top down. You're playing out from the back, which sometimes, as a goalie, I can say this, sometimes you just want to boot the ball. There was no creativity in that midfield. Honestly, I'm not as concerned because this was basically a C roster going into, where this is a professional roster, there was a ton of experience across the board. But Sebastian Salcedo played like crap. Jesus Ferreira really should not have been given as many starts. Sebastian Soto wasn't given much time. Jonathan Lewis had a tap in, and I don't know what he was doing. He whiffed on the ball and pushed the ball away from the net when all he had to do was just redirect it. So, I get it. But the defense played well. Jackson Ewell played out of his mind. Henry Kessler, Mauricio Pineda, Justin Glad, I don't think played as well. But Sam Vines is making a case to be your second, maybe your third left back, because realistically, Serginho Dest should be playing as a right back. That is his natural position. Anthony Robinson may be your number 1, but with Nations League, with Gold Cup, with qualifying this year, you need depth, and I think there's a good case for a bunch of these guys that were on the Olympic thing to make the roster again. But Is it disappointing? Yes. But again, I watched the Jamaica game and I watched the Northern Ireland game, and I looked at that and went, okay, that wasn't all of your starting roster.
Right.
But it was enough to make me feel good about the attacking options. And I get it. People can be disappointed. But were you expecting the team to win a gold medal? I hate to break it to you, but I mean, look at Mexico's won a gold medal, and what have they done?
That's right.
Like, I think people have this thing that, okay, yeah, can you be disappointed? Yes. Am I gonna be rooting for the women's team to win the gold medal? Absolutely. But that's because on the women's side, it's taken seriously, and people seem to forget. Oh well, Pulisic and Destin, McKinney, and all them could have played for the Olympic roster. No, they wouldn't have, because the Olympics are not recognized as an official FIFA tournament. It's run by the IOC, and clubs do not have an obligation to release for the Olympics. They have an obligation to release for qualifying and FIFA windows because they have to. It's a FIFA mandated window.
Right.
It's the same situation that the union ran into with El Brujo.
Right.
It sucks, but it happens. So I think people have this misconception that they were gonna have to do stuff like it's an embarrassment. Yes, it's an embarrassing that we haven't made the Olympics since 2008. Yes, is it an abject failure and we got to take everything down? No, that's what 2018 was about. And that and it was clear. It's clear in the years since that we've got there was that lost generation, but now these younger players are really starting to play well. And I think, I'm disappointed, but I'm also kind of proud of the young players we have, because I know that our depth is going to be huge. I mean, a player that I didn't know much about, Sibachu, comes, plays for Young Boys. He's on loan at Young Boys in Switzerland. Right. He comes on the field, starts the game against Northern Ireland, and he was setting up the ball. He was biting people off. He was destroying that back line. And then
Justin with this Taylor Twelman moment here. Justin, real quick, I want to bring this guy on because I really want to get his opinion here. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to bring on our first guest here, the co-founder of the Our Union, Jared! What's going on, baby?
Woo! I've been watching you laugh the entire time with me dancing backstage, and I was like,
I saw you, and I wanted to get you on here, man. Listen, guys, Jared is a big he is a friend of the podcast here. First off, Jared, how you been, man?
Can't complain. We got some Union soccer tomorrow. Looking forward to that. So good things on the horizon.
We got Higginbotham and Leno together.
Yeah. I don't know how much I'll be able to hear it, but because I'll be outside the stadium, so I don't know.
We're doing Sons of Quarantine again.
Sons of Quarantine are back, baby.
Interesting. If I didn't have to see my parents yesterday or tomorrow, I would definitely go join you guys. But guys, definitely, if you are not doing anything, go grab your mask and go ahead and watch the game with the Sons of Quarantine. It is a great time. What was your thoughts, real quick, on the failure of the U.S. men's national team?
It's. I'm gonna steal Twelman's word, but what are we doing?
What are we doing?
How did we not learn? I forget which guy said it, but he said that we should be using every opportunity to improve ourselves, and we should be looking at the warning flags of 2018 and being okay, we clearly need to be putting focus into every single competition that we have the potential to be in. So it's I didn't watch the games because I've just been preoccupied with a lot of other things, but obviously I'm seeing the scores, and it's just I don't know. From what I was seeing, it didn't sound like we were putting our best effort in. I think we replaced a center back with a defensive mid, and it's just something that's not what you need when you're losing. So,
but that brings back to Jason Christ. Jason Christ's team selection was terrible. You had your C roster down there, and again, it sucks. But as I said, when you have, it's not a FIFA regulated tournament. So on the men's side, it's considered a U23 tournament. It's not really given the same gravitas that the women's side does. So it absolutely sucks. But it's like, would Pulisic, would Dest have even been released for that? No, probably not. Like, the teams don't have no obligation to release for the Olympics. And I think that's one of the things people sometimes forget about.
I will say the senior team does look nice right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Daryl DK will not be going back to Orlando. I can absolutely say that.
Guy's a beast, man. Absolutely. Jared, you got a couple minutes to hang out?
Yeah, why not? Just watching some March Madness.
Nice. I want to get our first guest on here. Ladies and gentlemen, he has been going. He's had a couple name changes. A great Philly sports fan here. Without further ado, Positive Philly. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm good. How are you? It's an honor for you to have me on the show. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
So can I can I talk to your friends about me? Like, tell them how I'm trying to get into the union and all?
Yeah. Absolutely. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
I know El Parcero. I know you grew up with soccer. I've never really grew up with soccer. It's like the one sport that I've never really been into. And over the past few months here, I've been watching some EPL, and I don't have I think I'm going towards Liverpool being my favorite team. I was talking to my friend today, and he said his favorite team is Liverpool.
You picked the wrong podcast to say that on.
he said they were good. I don't know. I mean, who's your guys' favorite team?
You're talking to two Manchester United fans here.
If I had to pick a team, I would pick Everton. So it's our arch rival.
I've been watching games, and I'm excited for the Union. I do know. I'm trying to learn a little bit about them. I do know our goalie's name, Andre Blake, right?
Yeah. Doop, 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 doop.
I love this
and you picked the right time to start being a fan, because we're better now. If you've been a fan,
that's what I'm hearing. I did watch the last game of the season last year.
Oh, well, wait, playoff or like actual season?
Playoffs.
Well.
But El Parcero can back me up. I have been talking to him about the Union and telling him that when I learn some stuff, I want to have a Union preseason or Union preview season show, and there's no other man I'd rather have on than El Parcero Philly.
Like I told you.
What you doing tomorrow at 3:00?
Nothing. I mean, I know what I'll be doing Thursday at 3:00, but I don't got nothing tomorrow at 3:00.
Because if you make your way over to the Sub, you'll see some of us standing outside the stadium cheering on our boys, a la the Fandemic crew.
Yeah, they pretty much do. Is that your ringtone?
That's Cod Hot.
I love it.
With the 4th pick in the NFL draft. That's awesome.
I said to him, I'm going to be on DOOP by the river. He said, have fun. I said, I'm nervous. He said, don't be. It's just Parcero.
Exactly. It's just me, man. Come on now.
I know nothing, man.
Listen, Positive Philly. So what they do, they're the Sons of Quarantine. Kind of what the Fandemic crew does. They're going to be outside the stadium watching the game, kind of cheering the team on. It's a preseason game, but no fans are allowed to be in there. So they'll be cheering from outside. If you want, you can definitely hang out there, meet some Union fans. Get acclimated, learn about the Union, but that's definitely there for you, man.
Hey, I definitely want to come out, but I don't think I can make it tomorrow.
No worries, man. No worries.
But
you gotta come out to the game, man. To bring the family on, and we'll definitely.
Yeah, I was telling my dad I want to go out to a game. He's like, he was like, it's not something I'm going to do, but we'll see if we can get out there. And when I do, I'll definitely make sure I hit your crew up. And
absolutely, man, absolutely. Okay. Before we let you go, Positive Philly, can you name any other player besides Andre Blake?
Oh, there was a forward. I'm not gonna lie. I did look it up before the show.
All right, so your homework for the week is you got to learn another Union player. You got to know the name.
AA. There's somebody with the initials of AA, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. But
SS.
SS. Yeah.
Kind of.
I want to look. Sergio.
Yeah. So slowly you got to start learning these players' names. All right.
Thank you so much, El Parcero.
And so every Tuesday we'll be here. So you come back and you let us know the new player you learned. All right.
All right, Doop.
All right, we're gonna get some more people on here. But thank you, Positive Philly. We will talk to you soon, man. All right.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Say it, man. All right, let's get our next guest on here. Without further ado, Jared, we have ourselves a Chicago Fire fan, WTF fan. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good. Listen, I'm not going to lie. So Mike called me and was like, I'm hopping on Doop by the river. I'm like, I thought today was Wednesday. He said, no, it's Tuesday. I totally forgot because I was outside on my Wednesday. I was playing some football and whatnot.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, shoot. So I wanted to hop on. I wanted to say hi.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. It's always good seeing you. We actually did look at the schedule. We talked about the schedule earlier today. So my man Justin, his birthday is on June 26th. The Philadelphia Union will be in Chicago for that game on his birthday, so we might be making a trip out there. So we actually play you guys quite often in the beginning of the season. We play you guys on May 8th. And then on June 26th, like I mentioned, I think there's another – August 1st, you guys come here. So we'll be seeing a lot of Philly and Chicago.
I was going to ask you about that because I haven't looked at the schedule yet.
Dude, I used to hate that, man. Mom, I'm talking to friends.
I'm busy.
All right.
It's listen, we've all been there. Trust me. It's okay. We don't judge here, man. No worries. It's all good, man. Chicago. Do you guys know who Chicago starts with?
I don't know who Chicago starts with.
So I made a pact to myself. It's probably not a healthy pact to make to myself, but I've been going pretty well on the gambling. Like I've won money, and it hasn't been a lot of money I've been putting down, but I want to start putting money on MLS games, and I want to start watching it all. So I'm definitely going to be well-rounded.
When I looked up the Chicago Fire – oh, wait, shoot. What's today?
30th.
Oh, I forgot. So we played you guys 10 days ago.
In a preseason. I think you guys start on the 10th? Or, yeah, on the 10th, I think.
Oh, check.
No. The season starts the 14th, right? For the MLS? No, 16th.
So we play the 7th, or we play April 3rd.
I think you open up your season against New England. The season starts the 16th, right? The MLS season, guys?
I think so. See, now I'm questioning myself.
Jared's like all in. He's like, I don't care about the season. I'm in on CCL, man. I don't talk to you about the season.
Yeah, because if it starts on the 16th, then we play New England, and then we guys play you May 8th.
Yes, that's right, man. It should be fun, man. Have you been looking into the Fire?
A tiny bit. I've been. What's up, Kata?
Kata Hats in the chat. What's going on?
Starting up me and some friends have been starting up a podcast that we're getting ready
to
go into. Yeah, me and Mike and two other people, which is cool.
That's awesome, man. Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Good stuff, man.
Hey, yo, Positive Philly, you can watch the game on the Philadelphia Union's website.
There you go. www.philadelphiaunion.com. Simple as that. They'll have it all in there for you guys. Did you have one more question?
Are you part of the pandemic crew? Is that what it is? Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Well, I mean, I guess anyone could be part of the pandemic crew, but what he does is the Sons of Quarantine. Pretty much the same thing, but they just do it outside the Union Stadium.
Yeah, because I know Positive Philly, he actually got the pandemic crew on his what's it called? On his show a couple of days ago.
Oh, cool. Yeah. See, they're great guys. I think
we had them by a bunch of times, and they
right.
They were. It's there were some fun times last season with the Sons of Quarantine. I mean, Jack, we all remember the Inter Miami game.
Oh my goodness!
Rain, and Mike Borton goes, there's like a 20% chance of rain. That 20% chance stayed over the arena for the entire game, and
20% chance it'll be 100%.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
20% of the time it works every time.
I was looking at the roster, and this guy was like he was 18, 19. The guy's 17.
Yeah, man. So this is the new way of the MLS. These guys are getting younger. The Union have been like one of the posters childs of what the MLS is doing.
It's ready to do, but without all the pressure and the
he actually gets to develop.
Yeah, they actually get to develop, and it's not complete insanity.
It's so like it's worldwide soccer. There's not really like drafts is not a thing. There's no such thing as like a draft in the Premier League. There's no such thing as like college athletics, really. There is, but it's not like as big as is here in America. So the MLS kind of took what the worldwide soccer was doing, just getting these kids at a young age, slowly develop them by the time they're ready. And some of these kids develop quicker. Like we have a kid now who's 17 who probably could start by the end of the season. We'll see. I mean, but that's the way the MLS and I think that's going to be the best product. Like I know it's cool seeing like I know you guys had Bastian Schweinsteiger, who was a legendary Bayern München player.
I know who that is.
Yeah, he was big when he went there. And Cuauhtemoc Blanco was another one for the Chicago Fire. But that's cool, but that doesn't sustain success for the league overall. By building these young kids, you get some fun soccer. The quality of the league has gotten better, and teams are making money, and that's the important part. That's one way we can keep these this MLS league essentially. So it's been good. You guys got to keep up, man. They have to get Chicago's got to get all those kids around Chicago and Illinois. So
hey, listen, I used to play soccer. I don't know why they didn't recruit me, but it's whatever. What's it called? But I know a lot of the positions, so I'm clear on that. I was actually, what's it called? Since I've been working on this podcast, I'm trying to get back into knowing the players, how old, how good, positions and whatnot.
So what I would recommend for you, WTF, get on Twitter. Make sure you follow Justin and Jared. And I don't think I follow you on Twitter. Follow me. I'll follow you back. Okay, send you guys these guys. And go find Chicago Fire content creators or writers, bloggers, and all that. That's how I kind of like stayed up to date with the Union when I started getting into it. I appreciate you making an effort. It takes people like you, because you obviously do a lot of NBA, a lot of NFL. It takes people like you to help keep growing the MLS, and that's the point here. That's why I do what I do, and I appreciate you keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah, I'm not too happy about these Bulls team right now. Not at all.
This what team? Oh, the Bulls. The Bulls. That's right, man. It's rough, brother. It's rough. We'll talk later this week about the NBA. All right. I appreciate you coming on, WTF, man.
Yeah. You guys have a good night, and I'm gonna say it for you because I don't know if you want me to, but I'm gonna say it. DOOP.
Let's go, man. I love it. I'll talk to you, brother. All right.
I was here to answer Positive's question. I'll go for a break. So Positive, you can watch the Union on MyPHL 17 if you're a Comcast subscriber, or if you have ESPN Plus, you can watch every game there as well.
Awesome stuff. There you go. You should do the commercials.
I know. Every now and then you'll get a game on Big ESPN or FS1 or Univision. But your best bet is either MyPHL or ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus, if you're in market, will have every single game, but it may not always be the Union broadcast. So if you want the Union broadcast for sure, MyPHL is your best bet.
There you go. Appreciate that, Jared. All right, let's bring on our next guest. We have a Columbus Crew fan, ladies and gentlemen. We're going around the MLS. I love it. Mr. Owen Beaker. Owen, what's going on? Welcome back, brother. How you doing, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're blessed. Owen, this is our friend of the podcast. This is Jared. He runs a Zoom a Zoom group chat. Every Friday night, a bunch of Union fans meet up. He kind of organized it, so he's a dear friend of the podcast. But Owen, are you ready? You ready for opening day?
Yeah, of course. I'm not going to opening day, but I'm going to the Real Esteli game, which is not too long. I think it's in 2 weeks. So it's going to be my last game at Map Free. So I'm going to. That's
right. That's the last. Yeah. That's gonna be the last game there, man.
Yeah, so, I wanted to get one more game at Map Free, but.
So have you thought about it? Like, what's the last thing you're going to do before you say goodbye?
I don't know. I mean, it'll still be open, and I recently subscribed. There's like a subscription for, the Nordic, right? Like the supporters.
Yeah.
They have a subscription where you get like a scarf, a membership, and a mask. And the scarf is awesome, but it's like $30. And one of the perks is that you get to play in the Nordic Cup, and you play on in Crew Stadium, like on the field. So that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that is going to be awesome. Awesome stuff, man. So how are you feeling about the season, man? You confident in Columbus?
I'm very confident. I mean, our schedule was probably to win not last year, but this year, just because we still have money to spend for winter, for summer. Sorry, but it's been like I don't know the source, but I heard it on Twitter a few times, so it's true. But we need a fullback. But if we get a fullback, I think we can easily win the Supporters Shield.
You guys don't need fullbacks. The amount of attacking talent you signed, you just.
Well, I mean, Harrison Afful is getting old. Harrison Afful, I think, is 34, and he's great though. I mean, for 34, he's super fast. But yeah. We were trying to get Yedlin, I think, but that fell through. So I don't think he'd come to Columbus anyway. But
I think he's staying over in England, man. To be honest, but
he went to Galatasaray.
Oh, he did.
Galatasaray. Yeah. It was somewhere in Turkey.
It was Galatasaray.
Good for him. Yeah, that's a solid spot. That's a good spot there, man.
But I have a question for you. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, man, Columbus is gonna be good next year. I loved what you guys did this all season.
Yeah,
and you guys won the MLS Cup, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Wright Phillips is a great backup. Matan, hopefully he can prove himself. I'm not completely sold on him just yet, but time will tell.
Time will tell, man. Time will tell. Well, here, this is what we'll do, Owen. So before the Columbus match, we'll definitely have a preview episode on that. Definitely come on in, and we want to get your thoughts from the Columbus point of view. All right, man?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure talking to you, my brother. I appreciate you hopping on. I'm sure we'll catch up for the rest of the week, man. All right?
All right.
All right, I'll talk to you, man. Appreciate it.
All right. See you guys. Thank you for having me on.
Anytime, man. Anytime. All right. The next guest, we're going to have an actual Uni fan. We're coming back home, guys. Mr. Ian Fitz. I learned his last name. It's Ian Fitzmyer. Ian, what's going on, man? How you doing? Can you hear me, Ian?
Oh, not much. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're good. We're doing good. We're doing good, man. Cool. Ian, we have our obviously you've seen Justin before. We have our buddy Jared. He's a dear friend of the podcast, and he runs the Our Union. If you're ever interested, definitely check out Our Union. They mostly do everything Twitter. Are you on Twitter, Ian, at all? I know you're big on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah. I have the TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all the same username.
Cool. Okay. Well, definitely check out. It's at Our Union, right, Jared? At Our Union. Yeah, definitely give that a good follow, man, because it's great people over there. And listen, I know you love to talk about the Union, which that's why I appreciate you. So definitely, that's a great place to hang out and get to know some other Union fans, man.
Yeah, but who was it? I was trying to figure out, who did you say that the Union are looking at signing today? Or something like that?
Well, they were rumored, and I don't think it's going to happen, but his name was Alfredo Morales, and it looks like NYCFC is going to go.
And another defensive mid, age 30. I mean, he is an American player, so he wouldn't need an international spot, but it felt unlikely. I mean, if you're signing Leon Flack, which, again, the rumors are that he's supposed to be training this weekend, according to some reports I've heard. Again, the signing's not officially confirmed, but it seems like he's going to be there.
He's got to get there soon. The injury bug just get bit. Jack Del Ria's out with concussion, and now Santos, I hear, has injury problems. And I forget, Casper.
Belko got an injection.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think you're going to see Casper may or may not be ready. I know El Brujo is scheduled to play tomorrow, but I think you might see if Casper can come back, it's going to be Casper with maybe like Fontana or De Vries at that as a false 9, and then whoever is healthy as an attacking mid to play in that role. I think it's going to be one striker and one false nine. I think that's the realistic situation given the injury bugs, and it's also if Casper even comes back.
Yeah, is anybody? I'm not mistaken. Fontana is local. I know Matt Riel's from Upper Darby.
Yep, Pride of Delaware.
Wilmington?
I believe so, actually.
Wow, interesting. Ian, you ready for some CCL, man? We're about a week away.
Yeah, and that's like the worst time with all these injuries coming out.
I know, man.
I know. No.
Ian. Stay positive, stay optimistic. We're gonna get healthy. Casper and El Brujo should be back next week. Maybe we'll get some more players, but I have trust in this team. If there's one team in Philadelphia, I have trust in. It's the damn Philadelphia, man.
You ain't lying.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Sure, that's all the way up like the regular season. Where needs the playoffs?
Yes.
Playoffs is my worry.
I know. Absolutely.
The new MLS Cup rules, that was a bit of a shock changer. Like, now you have to get 8 points out of the first 3 games or something, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't hear that one. Did you guys hear that one?
Yeah. It was like
what?
What was it? Like the Sons of Bears, like Philadelphia, like Union Nation or something, like on Facebook. Like, there's a lot of covering for the Philadelphia Union.
Yeah, we're good friends with the Nation.
It's like, like on Facebook, it was like they had a main article, and MLS was like saying, "Hey, this is what might be going down because it's going to be 8 teams in for the U.S. Open Cup."
Oh yeah, I heard
standings for the first 3 games.
Yeah, it's they changed because they scrapped the first round. It's now down to 16 teams. Yeah, it's the first 3 games of the season. I'm not surprised. I think. They're trying to do whatever it takes to get this cup competition in. I mean, the Open Cup is one of the oldest tournaments in the world, and I think they're trying to get whatever they can this year. It's gonna be, again, they're trying to do the Leagues Cup. They're trying to do all these other competitions. It's gonna happen. However it works, it's going to happen.
Now we're in the CONCAF Cup. Do they support the League Cup as well?
Feels like we're watching like a horror film with Jared.
I was going to say,
something's going to pop out of nowhere.
Jared's running from the Lancaster Witch, the Blair Witch, Lancaster Witch.
Yeah, it's all good. Ian, listen, I have one more guest I want to get to before we sign off here. We're at our hour mark here. All but right. Ian, it's always a pleasure having you on. I appreciate the constant support, man, and you always supporting the union, and I'm sure we're going to catch up this week, man. I'll talk to you soon, Ian, all right?
All right.
See you, man. All right, without further ado, our final guest, the legend himself, the GOAT himself, the TikTok sensation himself, Mr. Chris Cadahat.
I'm on a soccer podcast?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you are.
Let's go Union.
Let's go Union. Cadahat, let me see this jersey real quick. Let me see this guy.
It's a custom Cadahat jersey.
Cadahat. All right, so Justin, have I ever introduced you to Cadahat?
No, I think I've come in on some of your Instagram or the YouTube live streams, but
I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure you've seen me around.
So Jared, I met Cadahat through TikTok. He absolutely just blew up on there. He's a great Philly sports content creator, and he's gotten into the union. We've turned him into a 5-for-5 fan. And he's become a dear friend of mine now, and he's a great dude, and he's a big friend of the podcast, and he's learning. Did you get your Fontana jersey yet?
No, they canceled the order. I'm upset.
What?
Yeah, but I'm gonna try to get one. I actually might get a Paxton jersey.
You're going Paxton now.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm calling him Jet Packs.
You never know.
So So guys, he loves to get like these random ass jerseys. Like he's got a Lavoy Allen jersey. His man's got a Furkan Korkmaz jersey.
I was gonna say if he really wants to go into the deep dive, he could do this would be a massive deep dive. Do a Keon Daniel old school.
Oh my God!
You want to go? You want to go way back? You want to go way back, or Eliano Pahoy? I mean, we could go.
Wow.
Far. We could go. You know, a Danny Mwanga.
This is my teenage years.
I mean, we're talking. Like I said, if he wants to go obscure, the Union specialize in obscure player sightings.
I love going just crazy jerseys that nobody else has.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure there's several people who.
You seeing Doop too? My dog likes the podcast too.
Hey, appreciate all the puppy love. Yes, we are a dog-friendly podcast. Kind of, I wanted to ask you, in all seriousness, we wanted to ask you a serious question here. Listen, you have a big following on TikTok, and there's no denying it. You're great when it comes to creating content on TikTok that resonates to fans. For you, you've seemed to gain this recent appreciation for the Philadelphia Union. For the people out there, why, from the words of Katahar, why should they get into the Philadelphia Union for the Philly sports fans out there?
Well, first of all, like some of our other Philly teams, and they're local. We got to support everything local. Like that's what Philly's about, is supporting our own. So, sure, I've never really been a soccer person, but seeing how people like you guys get into the games, like they're Philly sports fans too. They're just as passionate as we are. It's just a different sport. And especially seeing El Parcero, how much fun he's got with his sombrero going to the games. That's something I want to experience too. And I will be going to a Union game this year. I'm not going to know anything what's going on, but I'm going to be there.
But see, we need more people like you. We need more people to take that jump and that step, because most people are like, soccer, that's not an American sport. We don't play that. So we need more people like you to be like, yo, like this is actually a good time.
It's the most popular sport in the world, and that's what people got to realize. Like, sure, football is huge here, but besides here, where is it really big? It's not. Soccer is the most popular sport in the world by far.
Thank you.
This is why I love Kata. This is why we keep him around. No, I'm just kidding.
The man makes some points.
Absolutely. No, we'll definitely set up a time. Kata, I actually just got my 9-game game partial plan for the Union. So once that schedule comes out, I'm gonna let my girlfriend get first dibs, but then I'll let you get the second dibs on what game you want to come with me. But we'll definitely. I'm gonna try. I want to get a game where Jared's capo though. I want Kata to kind of understand the capo life, because he's never really seen that life at all. Like he's never really experienced supporter culture. It's not like American sports. It's very different, and I want him to get the full experience. We're the Sons of Ben tailgate. We'll go into the tree, the River's End as we call it. And we'll give you all the traditions and whatnot. It's very some similar stuff. Like
you need some breakdown with Sir Adam Booth.
Oh man, we gotta get Adam. We gotta do a SOB.
I met him.
I was gonna say
yes, you did meet Adam. We actually saw Adam at the Sixers game. We were both at. And listen, he's a bigger deal at the Sixers than he is. I did not expect that.
He's a massive deal. We literally talked about that at the trash cleanup a few weeks ago when he tried to rope me into being a capo in training. Adam Booth is a legend in Sixers and Union circles. That's you don't see much without a. In fact, depending where you are around the city, you might see Adam's face on a Union billboard.
Yeah, he's been. I hope they put it back up, man. I haven't seen it in a while. But back to the jersey. It's still in a truck. Back to the obscure jerseys here, Justin. We had this comment here.
Nope, not happening.
Get his name off my screen.
Okay, so Kata, to understand this name, this man is the Andrew Bynum of the Philadelphia Union.
I want it. I want the jersey now.
No, you don't.
No, he's worse than Andrew Bynum. Bynum didn't actively cost a playoff spot by doing whatever on earth he did coming out of the net. No, let's just say that Mboli will forever be in the Mount Rushmore of shitty Philadelphia signings.
Is he hated like Al Horford?
Because the press conference was with all the fanfare was he played in a little tournament in Brazil and he proceeded to suck. And if you see his career, he sucks everywhere except for the Algerian national team.
What was that question you said, Kata?
Is he like Al Horford here?
Yes. Well, I'm sorry, Al Horford was slightly more productive, but yes, essentially that's kind of what it was.
All right, then I don't want that jersey.
Yeah, no. You will forever be cursed if you wear an Mboli jersey.
Yeah, it literally brings like a legit cringe face to Union fans. Like it's just like you say Mboli, you're like, ugh.
Yeah, let me not piss off Union fans on my
you're gonna meet a lot of them come this year. Guys, we've been past an hour. This was a lot of fun. Listen, Justin and I we're kind of like there's a couple things to talk about. We'll wing it. We'll bring some people on it. But we had some great guests on here. We had some two dear friends hop on here. A bunch of great other fans. We had a Fire fan. We had a Crew fan. It was great. I hope we can get some more people on here. Thank you for everyone listening in. This was another episode of DOOP by the River. Don't forget, guys, this will also, if you guys want to listen to it, this will all be on wherever you stream podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you guys can check that out there, and also through PSN Radio. And this will also be on El Parcero Philly's YouTube channel. You guys can check it out there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Kata, we got Jared, we got my co-host, Mr. Justin Freiberg. I'm El Parcero Philly, and we're telling you guys to DOOP on. Talk to you soon, guys.
Dude.